All right, ladies, back for week 2. We are on Monday the 11th. We have upper body, 5, 6, or 7 rounds. That's your choice. Hammer curl to press out, high pulls, alternating bicep curls, L raises. Hammer curl to press out. High pulls. Alternating bicep curls. And L raises. Okay, so I'm gonna have to turn the fan on. I don't like it, if that's the light. I don't like it to be on because of the shadow, but it is very hot down here. So we're just gonna have the shadow. Okay. Hammer curl to press out. So this is what I was talking about when I said, do not hammer curl your clean. This is a hammer curl. So you hold the weight the long way and you just curl up. Okay, that is your hammer curl. So it's just a variation of a bicep curl based on the way that you're holding the weight, okay? So that is your bicep curl. And then when we get to the top, we're gonna add a press out. So you're going to curl it, punch forward, curl, down. 1, curl, press, curl, 2, curl, punch, curl, 3. So these are more difficult than they seem because when you go out from this position, it's much harder than just like pressing your hands or throwing your hands up from by your side. When you're up here and you have to extend, I don't even know how to explain it in like something else that it would be like relative to, but it's difficult. So you are most likely going to have to use a lower weight than you normally would for just your bicep curl because you have the press out in between. So trust me, like I just was showing you that with 10 pounds and I could already feel it. Like that part right there is so difficult to hold there. Like just holding it like this is difficult. You can really feel it in your core, you can feel it in your arms. So the press out part is tough. Your high pulls, you're gonna start with the weights in front of you the long way. So they're kind of resting on the top of my thighs. And I'm just going to pull up to my chest, back down. 1, pull up to my chest, back down. So when I pull, I'm pulling up and my elbows are in line with each other, okay? And I'm trying to make sure that I pull kind of straight. So I don't want to be pulling and I'm like this, or I don't want to be pulling like up like this. I just try to make it pretty even across, back down. So what you're doing when you do your high pull, or actually what you're working when you pull like this, is your traps. So the kind of the muscle that goes between like the base of your neck and your shoulders, that's where you're gonna feel a lot of it. But what you don't wanna do is you don't wanna shrug. So when you pull, you should feel it, but notice I'm not moving my shoulders. I'm just lifting my hands. You don't wanna pull and shrug up like that, okay? You don't wanna do that. I mean, technically shrugs are an exercise as well, but that's not what we're focusing on right now. We're just focusing on the lifting and the releasing. Alternating bicep curls. So this is more of your basic bicep curl and you're just alternating arms. So some people start like this and they go 1, 2, 3. I was always taught bicep curl, you twist out. So I always start with it the long way, like by my side. Twist up, twist up. Now, with your bicep curl, you wanna be, so this is a lightweight for me, so it's easy, but depending on what weight you're using, you wanna make sure that you're in control of your arms. So you don't wanna be doing this and just letting them flop up, flop back. You don't wanna be using your back muscle, because sometimes what we do is we go like this and now you're doing like circles with your back, you're gonna hurt yourself, okay? So you wanna make sure whatever that you do, however you do it, it's nice and controlled, okay? If you do need extra support, what I suggest is bending at your knee and you almost bounce with your lower body. So you're not moving your back, you're not doing any twisting, you're just trying to give yourself a little oomph with that slight bend in the knee, okay, if you need the help. So when you come up, you're gonna come up, and you wanna make sure that your release is slow. So I sometimes count for tempo, 1, 2, up, 1, 2, 3, down. 1, 2, up, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, up, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, up, 1, 2, 3. Or 1 up, 1, 2. 1 up, 1, 2. However you want to think about it, it's just, you just want to make sure that you're in control, you're not swinging your arms, and that you take time to release, because that part is what's going to build the muscle. So when your muscle is contracted, when you release it nice and slowly, you're releasing that full muscle, okay? L raises. So this one is combining your front raise and your side raise, okay? So what I was talking about with your punch out, that double front raise is tough. So this one, you're only raising one at a time, okay? So you do one forward raise, one side raise. So that makes an L. Then you release it, switch position, 2. Switch, 3. Switch, 4. Okay, so notice when I do this that my arms are bent. Both of my arms are bent, okay? Just slightly, but you'll notice a big difference versus them being locked out, okay? So they're slightly bent. I try to raise up even, down, even, down. So when you do this, you also want to think about squeezing your arms. So if you are just kind of lollygagging through it, you can go up really high, you can go too low, but when you engage that muscle and you squeeze, it's like you hit that spot, okay? You squeeze and you hit that spot. So that's what you're looking to do. That's why it's so important when you're lifting weights, whatever you're doing, that you know which muscle that you're supposed to be working and that you know how to engage it, okay? So I hear people on the internet talk about it a lot, and I feel like they talk about it in a confusing way, and I never really understood what they were trying to say, or they'd be like, oh, engage your core. Everyone's always saying that, engage your core. What do you mean, and how do I do that? I feel like it's always very vague, and it's just something that people say. So I try to show you, like with that, when I purposefully engage those muscles, I can stop right where I need to stop because I'm working those muscles. If I'm not thinking about it and I'm not trying to engage, like I said, I could go up real high, I could go down low. There's no control over what you're doing. So that goes for any exercise. All right, so you're gonna pick 5, 6, or 7 rounds, and that's your Monday.